Okay, I think we are
Okay.
live. All right. Well, hello everyone. I don't think we have anybody watching yet, but welcome
Yeah.
to another tech stream. This is going to be just a kind of informal, random stream. I have with me Josh over here, and we haven't. Josh used to stream with us a while ago, and it's been a while. So glad to see you back, Josh.
You've been resurrected from the ghost of 2021.
Yes. And we may have Michael joining us a little bit later. I did send him a message, so I don't know if he'll be here closer to 6, but we're just going to kind of do an informal thing and take some chats. Let me see if anybody commented. Oh, Miles did. Hey, Miles, how's it going? But yeah, I noticed you did a stream with Noah yesterday. So how did that go? I saw little bits and pieces of it.
It went all right. It was, again, a very informal affair, and I had about half an hour's notice that I was even doing it. So, there you are. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I haven't done any stream, I don't think, since about 2021, and so it was very odd going back to it. But
yeah,
there you are.
No, we had some good conversations come out of it.
I doubt it'll be a regular occurrence, but we never say never. Never say never.
Yeah. So what have you been up to lately? I mean, anything new?
Well, I mean, I started university not the start of this year, like September, like a few months ago. So that's been quite fun.
Okay. Oh yeah. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's really good. I've made like a bunch of friends. It's been, I've really enjoyed it. It's been great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you still like at home, or are you staying in a dorm, or?
Well, I'm at home at the moment for Christmas, but I'm staying in a dorm at university when I'm there. So it's like it's a really nice one. It's like a sort of single room for me. I mean, that's how I don't know whether our watchers are American or not, but basically in Britain, you generally just get a room to yourself instead of, you don't sleep with multiple people in one room. So it's more sort of luxury, I guess, than the American experience. My understanding of the American experience is it's sort of one between 2 or 3 people.
Yeah. I never did the dorm thing. I did just community college while I'm here because I live here. So I never did the dorm. But as far as I recall, any people I had, there were friends in college. They had like either 2 or 3 people in one room, or they kind of had very similar to the Navy. They have, in the barracks, you'll have 2 people per room, or you'll kind of have this weird setup where you'll have one separate room, a common living area, and then another separate room, that kind of thing. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
How did that go? I haven't spoken to you since you went and started that adventure. I mean, how's that gone?
It's gone well. So since we haven't really talked about that since 21, it was about 10 months. 10 months that I was gone. And boot camp was 3 months. So that was an experience. Definitely something that you would, I guess the interesting part of it is just how the experience was for me being an older person instead of being, freshly 18 out of high school. So being older going in, it was kind of interesting. Like, I just knew going in, I was just like, do what you have to do, follow the directions, and just get through it. Because, you would see people just acting out, and they just didn't handle it very well, and it just made it more difficult. And the whole point of it is to kind of just shape you into, what you'll become. A lot of the situations that you go through when you're in boot camp or basic, you may not even ever come across when you actually go in. Like, when you actually get out of there, you may never come across them, but they kind of throw a bunch of different things at you just so that you're somewhat prepared for what may come. So that was interesting. And then when I went to so it's a technical school after you go to boot camp, and that was interesting. That was my real first taste of like actual IT. We did classes on Windows Server, a little bit of Linux. We did, what else did we do? It's been so long. Oh, a lot of like shipboard kind of things. So shipboard radios, and because a lot of people, so half and half kind of, it was like half would stay on shore, half would go to ships or boats. And you kind of have to have a somewhat good understanding of what you're going to be, working on. So, and funny enough, like as I've gone in, I'm reserve, so I'm not full time. So the majority of my experience has been with radio. Nothing with. No, it's not to say I don't know computers, but they just kind of don't have me doing that. It's mostly with
Yeah.
the walkie talkies with crypto, and you'll have the big box radios and the antennas and all that stuff, and that's basically the gist of what I've done. But I've enjoyed it. It's kind of a nice break. So like I get to go fly somewhere every couple months and do my thing there and then come home. So it's kind of nice.
I'm really glad because it was a big like life change for you. I mean, it's just such a departure, and it sounds like it's worked out for you. I'm really glad that it has.
Yeah. Thank you. So, no, it was definitely a life change. If I guess, and again, just me going in older made a difference, but I was a little disappointed in myself for not doing it earlier, because one of the biggest things you hear about the military in general is just the camaraderie and the people you meet. And that was proven when I went, because I met some of the most awesome people that I would have never met outside of that, because you had people from all different walks of life, all people from different states. We even had, people from out of country that were going in the military to, try to work toward their citizenship. And that was just awesome. Like, you meet some really, really cool people. So
that's really cool.
Yeah. And I just made I made some pretty good lasting friendships. I had people as far as Maine, a lot of people from Texas, people from California. There was one from Wisconsin. I mean, states you don't even generally think of. I guess I'm in kind of a big state, but there are, parts of the country that, I don't even think about on a regular basis that I met people from, and it was just it was a really cool experience. So the funny thing is, I think about it, and there are people that in the reserves, you're going to be with people that are older, people that have been in for a while, that are going into the reserves. And that's kind of cool too, because you get to kind of see what experience they had in their active duty part of their career versus what they come into the reserves as. And then you meet people that are literally on the end of their career, because so in the United States, with our military, you do 20 years, you can retire. And then so you can retire as early as 38 or 37. So like if I had gone in, I might be able to retire, but say levy. It didn't happen. But what's cool is you just get to learn about the changes that have happened over the years, and people's different experiences. And one thing I noticed though is I never really had anybody treat me differently, because I came in as a reservist versus active duty then to reserve. So you meet all kinds of cool people, different walks of life. They've done things differently than I have, but there are people that are there to kind of mentor you, guide you. Even for even for outside, like, I'm doing IT now. And then kind of on this YouTube journey a little bit. So, I've learned a lot and gotten to have mentors kind of, tell me, hey, you should look into this, you should look into that. So hopefully some of that stuff is going to come to fruition this year, but we'll see. Yeah. And I'm eventually going to go back to school too. So you're probably technically ahead of me at this point, but yeah, eventually I'll go back. It's never too late.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. And we shall look forward to more things to come, by the sounds of it. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. And I know it's like the beginning of the year. We're like doing the resolutions and the goals.
No, they never happen. No, they can. Positive mindset. We're in day 2. They can happen.
Yeah, right. I've already noticed, like, we went to the park yesterday, and I noticed there was a bunch of people walking at the park, and then it's so funny. And everyone's like walking around my neighborhood right now. I'm like, the resolutions, they're coming out. They're like, I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to take my dog, all this stuff. I'm like, I can tell. And I'm like, when is it going to end before the end of the month? We'll find out.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Hopefully not. I'm no different though. I mean, I definitely have some goals. Hopefully I don't fail on them, but, I posted a couple of goals I had. So I felt like my goals were being kind of conservative. I just went based on like my existing numbers that I have. Like, I am not an amazing YouTuber, TikToker, or anything like that by any means. But No, like just comparing to some other people, and that's a real bad thing that I do. I compare myself to other people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, you know, it's bad to do.
You're not meant to, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going? But yeah, it's bad that I do that. But you see people that kind of take off. They do really well,
Yeah.
and they find a niche. They find something that works, and then they do really well. And it's like it's hard to not compare yourself. Like, I guess for me, it's hard for me not to compare myself because I'm like, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And then you kind of beat yourself up over it. You're like, all right, you gotta figure this out. You gotta figure out what are you gonna do to get to that level that those other people are at. So maybe one day I'll get to that. But as for right now, I just kind of take it as a you know, it's kind of a nice hobby. It's a nice hobby.
Yeah.
It's like a side thing. And that's kind of, I never imagined myself being like a big YouTuber at all. So I don't know.
But I think it's a hard thing, YouTube. I mean, I attempted it very, very briefly and then realized it was not for me. I just didn't enjoy doing the videos. It wasn't something I particularly liked doing. Yeah. This bit is probably my favorite bit. The actual, like, yeah. But the thing I remember from you from back in the day was that once you were given a case to test, and they wanted you to do a drop test, and you ended up having to do the drop test of just the case without the phone in the case.
Yes, I did.
It's like, if I'm allowed to say, I think YouTube people, like, especially when you start out, companies that do kind of take the piss, and you have to get to a certain level before they stop doing that and kind of treat you with some respect, which by the sounds of what you've said to me, they are definitely doing now, which is good, which is progress to a point.
A little bit.
Or less.
So I guess with me, I haven't had any sponsorships per se, like where they give me money for, you know, I know my videos are not amazing. I'm not saying like, you know, I'm not saying I'm this great YouTuber or anything like that. But I think one thing that I wanted to change this year was, rather than asking companies to send me something in exchange for a video, I'm going to start buying more things, because, you know, you also feel like if somebody gives you something for free, that there's kind of a somewhat of a little expectation to give positive review. Yeah. So I'd rather be more honest and open, and maybe with that honesty, that more would come to, you know, they would view me as like, you know, okay, they're not biased. Like, they're not getting something for free, you know. And if I buy something, I'll be like, all right, you know, this price kind of sucks, you know, instead of saying, hey, this case is $50. It comes in 15 colors. It has this, this, and this. You know, instead I'll be like, all right, hey, I bought this case. It was $50. I think that's a little expensive for the materials that they're offering, and I used it for a week, and it's generally okay. You know, something like that instead.
What do you do with it though? Once you've bought like a case for $50, what on earth do you like? What do you do?
I know, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to buy. Yeah, I don't want to buy 1,000.
Kind of immoral, but the logical thing to do.
Yeah,
keeping it so stupid.
Yeah, I don't want to be like the type that buys it and returns it.
Yeah,
I'd rather buy it, use it for a little bit, and then maybe sell it.
Yeah,
I did notice I can sell them. You can sell them lightly used for a good discount, and then that way, I'm, you know, if I make some money from a video, then it works out, and then if I make some money on the back end by selling it, it'll work out, even if it doesn't, you know, meet in the middle, and I lose a little bit on it. But at the same time, you know, some of these can be kind of like a long-term thing where somebody's like, all right, let me go to this and look at this. And it could be more long-term versus short-term.
So speaking of, absolutely.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry. I just wanted to show this.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't recognize you. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. No, you guys are awesome. So Sam is from the Nomad Tech Project, sorry. And I was invited to their podcast a while back. Awesome. And we had a great conversation. It went on for, I think we were talking for a little over an hour. But it was a great conversation. And I actually met Joe in person at the Snapdragon Summit, and he was great. He came from the UK, and he had a long flight, I know, for to Hawaii. I think we all did, but he got there like late at night. So but he was great. We had a good time. He I remember him having a Sony Xperia phone, and I thought that was awesome. And there was somebody there who I can't remember. Somebody else had a Sony phone. It's so funny. It's like it's only a couple months back, but I'm like still like I'm like, who was that? You know, like I'm trying to remember who these. I'm not gonna lie. That experience was amazing, but overwhelming at the same time. Like I had never been to a real tech event like that before, and you know, you see like Apple events and you see these other events where all the YouTubers, all the TikTok people, all the people come to and they, you know, do the news stories and videos and all the stuff on it. And like, I had no idea what I was getting into, no idea. And it was just from day one, it was just go, 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 like the entire time. Like, yeah. I mean, when I tell you from the moment I landed, I got to the hotel and we had a chat in Discord. And you'll laugh at me. That was like my first real time using Discord because I'm not good at it. I need to be. I don't really care for it either, but that's what it was like. They had the little chat for everybody, and they said, "Hey, meet us downstairs at 4:30." And I had just gotten there. It was so Galen and I were on the same flight, and we had just gotten there, and it was just from the time we got there, just go, 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 like the entire time. But I mean, it was a great time. I met some amazing people. I saw like really famous YouTubers, and I don't know if you saw my post. I was too shy to say anything to anybody. I was so shy. I was like, do I go up to these people and talk to them? And then I was with Joe one day, and Joe like just stopped, like, I think it was the tech chap, just stopped him and was like, hey mate, and just said like some stuff to him. And I was like, you just said hello to like a really famous person. Like that's in my opinion, I'm like, that's a really famous person. He's like, Joe's like, they're human beings just like us. Okay. There's nothing to be afraid of.
I have the same with you. I don't like it. If I see someone, I just get starstruck and can't say anything. Some people are really good at it. Like you say with Joe, some people are really good at it. And
yes,
I'm not naturally one of those people. And I think it's a skill you have to learn.
It really Joe was like so calm and collected about it. And he just said their name and just was like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, you just talked to like this really, he's like, they're just people. I just, maybe with CES I'll be better, but I heard there's even celebrities that will be at CES. So
I mean, you can have like, you know, Linus and that lot at CES. I mean, that's a big event.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, when I was at this summit, I saw Austin Evans, I saw iJustine, I saw her sister was there. God, there were so many people.
Evans is an interesting.
Your Average Consumer was there, and Galen loved Your Average Consumer, and he was like, he was starstruck too, and he was so afraid. And then his fiance was like, just go say something to him. And we're at dinner. Yeah, she was right, and she said, just go say something to him. And we both went up to him because I was like, all right, I'll go with you to talk to him. And he goes up to him and he says, hey, I'm a huge fan of yours. I just want to let you know I love your videos and all this stuff. And then they had like a quick back and forth conversation. It went really well. And I was like, that's so cool. And he was like so excited, and it was awesome. Like, I was too afraid to say anything. I'm like, I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it. But just seeing all these people, and one of the people I had wanted to talk to, and I don't know if I'll ever get the courage to, but I love Michael Fisher. I don't know if you know who he is.
I think I've heard the name.
If you saw his videos, you'd recognize him. But I just love his videos, and I watch all of his stuff. So I was like,
oh yeah, I've seen him.
Okay. So you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. So I kept seeing him, and I'm like, I should go say something like Galen did to and I couldn't do it. And so like the last day, I'm like, oh, I should say something to him. Go say, you know, whatever. And I just never did. I never got the chance to. So I was really disappointed in myself, but he seemed like a really cool guy. And but I met a bunch. Oh, look who just popped in.
Okay.
Hi, hello. Michael. How are you?
Hello.
How's it going?
Are you real?
Yeah, I'm real.
No, Josh, because I haven't seen you since like 2021. Like
I haven't seen either of you since 2021. I don't know. Like a few months ago, like we should do something together, and we kept on putting it off and just like not saying anything. I was like, we have to do it. Let's just do this. Let's do something.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're real. I thought you just died. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad you're living still. That's always nice. Yeah. I can't turn the camera on today because I just tried setting it up and it just won't sync. So we're gonna run without it for now. But
no worries, no worries. Well, this is like an informal thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
So, Josh, what time is it for you? By the way, I know that it's like afternoon. I know it was kind of late for you, probably.
It's about 11, so it's not as unreasonable as the Talking Tech was, because that was just
okay.
That was
okay, good. Okay,
it was not good.
I'm just making sure. I felt bad. I know, like we would talk sometimes, and it would be like 3 a.m. for you, and I'm like, let's not do that again.
That was good. I hope you find it. This is okay. This is fine.
Okay. And Michael, yesterday, he and Noah did a video or a live stream yesterday. I tried to comment on it, but I couldn't find out how. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I saw someone else.
I think I need to make an investment into your into this StreamYard Premium thing and go on YouTube and Twitter at the same time, because
it is nice. I'm doing. I don't know if it's actually working on Instagram, but I have it on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at the same time. And also, by the way, if you get this version, your friend that joins you, they can stream it on their channels separately.
I saw that button, but I only have about 10 subscribers, so I don't really think it's much point.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you get the monetization in. You could have all the monetization on this.
I literally forget to turn it on every time. So I didn't turn it on for this as usual. Yeah, I completely. No, it's funny. We had our True Tone thing like a couple weeks ago, and Michael said the F word like right at the beginning of the stream, and we're like, oh, demonetized. And then I went and checked, and I was like, oh, I didn't even turn it on. So don't worry about it.
We weren't even monetized in the first place. So you know what?
No. But if anybody wants to send like super cash, is that a thing? Do people still do that? Like
super chats? I don't think people do that.
Yeah. Is it super
I mean,
chats?
not here at least, but you know.
I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that. Like people send out like 10 or 20 bucks. I'm like, hey, shoot, send me some money. Let's put the Cash App on the bottom somewhere.
Oh my god, not the Cash App.
I'm joking. We're fine. Oh yeah, so Michael's going to CES also.
Huh? Oh, you're going as well. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I went last year too, and it was a blast. It's interesting because it's not like anything else, I guess. Yeah. So like it's very just kind of unique in that way. But I have no clue.
I have somebody that knows what they're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here.
I know. I'm just going with the flow on this one because I don't know what's happening. I know Michael's going. I know a guy named Dan is going. I know who else is going. Latrell's going. There's a few people. I feel like I'm gonna run into people and I'm like, hey, you look familiar. Or I'll be like I just said, I'll be shy and I won't say anything and I'll just walk by them. You know.
See, I did a mix of that with Latrell because I was standing in line, right? And I was just like, waiting. And I like at the corner of my eye, I was like, wait a minute, who's that? And it's like, it's Latrell. And I'm like, is that really Latrell? Like, I don't know if it is. So I called him on his phone just to see if he would answer. And I just like watched him pick up the phone, hang it, like just like decline the call. And I'm like, bro, okay, well, that's him. So I called him again and he answered. And I'm like, look to your right. And he's just like there.
That's awesome.
But there's a lot of people that you just like don't even expect to be there that are just there. Even Austin Evans, we were hanging out at the Google Lounge before the event started, and he just kind of like showed up and started talking to us. And
and I wanted to talk to Austin at the summit, and I was too afraid. It's terrible. I know, Michael, get me out of my comfort zone. Just get me out of my comfort zone. That's all. I know.
So, just out of interest, can like any old like person just go down, or do you have to? Yeah, I see. You have to be some kind of like YouTuber or influencer of some level.
So
right?
it's you have like either media or like we're influencers or content creators.
Yeah,
but they have some stipulations. I think Michael, what was it like 50,000 a month you have to have in views or something like that?
It's something like that.
Well, you have to have like TikTok. Your TikTok is it higher for TikTok if you go?
Yeah, it is.
Like the view count you need.
Yeah, they upped it this year for sure. But
okay.
It was definitely higher. I mean, thankfully I still met the requirements, even though I don't post really, but but no.
I mean, you're not the only. I was slacking too with it. I just got back into TikTok, so my goal, and I should have posted what I was doing, but my goal is I'm going to make a video on every phone I own. on TikTok. That's the TikTok thing. So I was mad at myself already. So I was like, I'm gonna start with the iPhones because I have a lot of iPhones. I sold my 3G. No, I gave it to Chase. I gave my iPhone 3GS away. I gave it to him.
Oh.
I forgot I did that. So I'm gonna go from 3G to 4 tomorrow. So the 4 is tomorrow. Anyway, it's all right. But yeah, I'm like, is anybody gonna? I don't know if anybody's gonna watch these. I don't really care. I honestly, I've lost my mojo with that. No, like TikTok is its own animal that you have to like learn over time. And I don't know. I was doing okay. Yeah, I feel like you can be really conversational with it. Like you can just go on and just say whatever, and people watch it.
It's weird because it's that one platform that's like consistently changing all the time. Like there's not like a single row of months that are all going to be the same as far as the algorithm goes. So like you can have like a month where cases will pop off, or this one specific screen protector will like go crazy, but like other months, you just get like nothing, and it's like, all right, well, that's good. It's really weird, but if you get that timing right, it's beautiful.
It's true. Yeah, I remember the Magic John screen protector, and I was like, what is this? What is going on? I am like, maybe I'm just such an old man. I don't get it. But I was just like, I kept watching the videos, and I know, Michael, you did a couple of them on there, and I was like, how are these going so viral? It's a screen protector. And then you see the Magic John like videos like from the actual Magic John account. You're like, what in the crackhead is this? Like it's just
it's crazy. I know people that have gotten like over hundreds of thousands of followers just from that Magic John screen protector trend. It's so crazy. Like I don't know.
Josh, you would have to see it.
I feel very outside of what is a Magic John screen protector, and what is any of this?
Even I didn't know.
Magic John.
Michael,
now that I'm thinking about that, that probably sounds a little weird. So
actually, that went over my head. I'm not
it did. Yeah. So anyway, Magic John, right, is this factory owner in China. He like, I wouldn't say like, owns people, but like it's kind of giving off that innuendo that he like does child labor and stuff, which isn't great.
Right.
To make his screen protectors, and his screen protectors are supposed to be like the best in the market. They don't crack, even if you bend them 180 degrees. They're great. So that was a thing, and it was just like this one ad that he posted on TikTok that kept going like semi-viral or whatever, and people just like knew the reference. So if you were a tech creator during that time in like 2022, late 2022, and you posted a video unboxing or like reviewing or anything about the Magic John screen protector, it would get over 500,000 views easily.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean the highest video view count for me was I think 3.8 mil. So for a screen protector, it's crazy, insane. But I'm not going to question it.
No. Yeah, and Michael has like 109,000 followers on TikTok now. Like he popped off. Yeah, no, Michael was putting in the work.
I popped off and fell off in the span of 2 years. So you know what?
No, you're still good. I swear. And don't worry, we're gonna make a lot of good content in Vegas. I have no idea what that content will be.
But yeah.
Listen, I got an email for smart pepper spray. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can find something interesting. How do you make pepper spray smart? Please tell me how.
Well, there's only one way we'll be able to find out, and that's a CES. They also have things like the Handy, and don't look that up, by the way. But
okay. I'll take your advice.
Yeah, if you go to the anyway, that's for another day, another stream.
Very informal stream, guys. This is not very.
It's
informal.
Not True Tone, so we're fine.
No. We're explicit here on another.
Oh yeah, rated R. Yep.
Yeah. God, I have so many stories I wish I could say on here, but I can't. But no, you know what's crazy though is right after CES, a friend of mine is going to a gun show in Vegas. Yeah, it's called the SHOT Show. So right after the tech convention, there's a gun convention. It's so American, it hurts.
I hope they don't mix. There was a bad thing in Vegas that happened conveniently, a few weeks ago. And I think a few people were harmed during it as well.
Oh,
so I'm hoping everything's good, because there's gonna be a lot of people there, and that's the one thing I was worried about going last year. But I'm just gonna hope for the best.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do?
Point it, and it will AI detect the target.
Yep. Great. It's gonna just get everyone all at once. That's great.
AI's revenge. Yeah. So Michael, you're gonna pull the car up, and we're just gonna jump in there and go.
Yeah, I have to drive 9 hours with a TV in my trunk to Vegas.
So why are you bringing a TV in your trunk?
Well, so I bought it for one of my friends had me pick it up. He lives over in Vegas. And he had me pick it up because I'm in the Bay Area and it was for sale here. And it's like a rare TV or whatever. It was on one of the last LG 3D TVs ever made. It was a 4K. It's a 4K curved LG TV. It's like 55 inches. So
you're telling me the 3D TV I had 12, 13 years ago is now valid and rare?
Was it an OLED?
No, it was a plasma.
Yep, we still have one of those too in our my parents' bedroom.
I love that plasma TVs have stood the test of time.
They really have though. They will outlive everyone. But
yeah, but I remember it was I had a Samsung. It was a Samsung 3D TV.
Yep, that's the one we have.
Okay,
it's probably the same one.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, either 43 or 50 inches. I don't know.
Yep, it's got a thick black bezels too. Yep.
Oh, yeah. By today's standards, it is very thick.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that TV was retailed at around $3,000 when it was brand new. So which is kind of crazy. I guess why they stopped making them.
Yeah,
but it's also kind of gimmicky, a little bit gimmicky.
A little bit, it's kind of cool, but it's really stupid. So yeah, I gotta drive that to Vegas, and hopefully it comes in one piece because that's gonna be,
are you gonna wrap it in blankets or something?
Yeah, of course. I'm not gonna just raw dog it in the trunk. No, that would be a terrible idea.
One wrong bump, and the TV's gone. That's
seriously, I hope there are no potholes because that Model 3 is very bumpy when there aren't roads.
Yeah. Make sure you have lots of blankets. At least you're not taking it back with you. At least you're just bringing it one place.
No.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was why are you bringing a TV? You're like the TV in the hotel is not good enough.
Just in case I could break down on the side of the road, I want to have some entertainment with me, so I brought the TV with me just in case. I can plug it into the car and we're all good.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. I am gonna bring 2 or 3 phones. I have a Sony. What is it? What is the one, Michael, that I got from? I don't even use it. It's just sitting here.
What is it?
The Sony ZV-EF1.
Oh, the 1F,
yeah. Anyway, I may bring that. I don't know.
I can't even bring my camera, which I'm very pissed about because Best Buy took my money and was just like, hey, that lens you wanted to send in for warranty repair? Yeah, we're gonna take that and then take the money you paid us to get the new lens and not send you anything. So I'm without both money and a lens. So I just have a camera body here.
Oh my god! How much is a cheap lens? Is there a cheap lens?
A cheap lens?
Yeah.
Man, maybe 400, but the lens I'd bought was a little under $1,000. So yeah.
What mount is it?
What was that?
What mount is it?
It's the E mount. I have a Sony ZV E1, it's the
Good God.
So yeah. I either buy another one through Sony, which I can't return because you can't return lenses and stuff like that, or I wait for Best Buy to figure themselves out and maybe get it before CES starts, which is very unlikely considering it's starting in 4 days. But
yeah, I still can't believe how close that is.
It's crazy. It's not registered in my head yet.
God.
In my head, CES 2023 just ended a few weeks ago. I'm not in 2024 yet.
No, I'm not in 2024 either. I mean, the fact that it says Tuesday, January 2nd on my screen. It's blowing my mind a little bit. And I did the same thing. It was so funny. Adam Matlock posted on Twitter that he wrote 2023 accidentally twice, and I was like, yeah, I did that multiple times today.
Yep.
I was like, oh, 1, 2, 23. I mean 24, and I did it multiple times. So, yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really fun. I know, Michael. I know you have friends that are gonna be there, so hopefully, I don't know. I'll hang out with you guys and see how that goes. But we got invited to a couple parties. We'll see how that goes.
I'm scared about some of them. The random hotels that they might lead us to.
Yeah,
their rooms
we had Josh, we had the conversation because they could be in a hotel, possibly a hotel room, and that's a little on the sus side. So we may not go to those.
It's a bit.
Huh?
It is a bit. Just bring like $10,000 cash. It's Vegas. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But like, imagine a company bringing you into a hotel room with like 2 queen beds.
Yeah.
And you're just there. Like, what are you supposed to do there? Like, let's party.
Do you sit on the bed like an awkward like high school party? You're like,
yeah.
Hey.
It's like, I'm just here.
That's so weird.
Are we getting to the drinks? Like, it's gonna be weird. I
didn't know that personally was a thing.
Yeah.
But I've been told, like, I got invited to one where there's a bunch of brands that will be there. So it's kind of like a mixer. It's free booze. I don't care. It's free booze.
Ian's just here for the drinks. He's not even here for CES.
Really?
Like,
honestly,
drinks.
like Michael, I don't know. I want free food too, but the booze is good.
Well, free food, there's not much of there, but
I just know
you'll find it.
Did you get shoes? Did you get shoes yet?
I'm gonna wear the MKBHD Adam 251s just because he blocked me. I can't wait.
That is hilarious.
Rock those, and if he's there, I'm gonna take a selfie, and on my lock screen is gonna be the picture he blocked me for. You can't stop me, Marquez.
I can't believe he blocked you for that. I cannot believe
so funny. He got offended over the little picture.
I was so shocked. I was like, wow. And then Michael has gotten some very high profile blocks in his career.
You've got you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't shy away from controversy, do you?
No. I'm more lead towards it, and make the people that are engaged in the controversy mad. That they're a part of it, and then they in turn block me, which is quite hilarious. It's funny to see that Logan Paul decided to click the block button on my profile because he was mad at a tweet I posted. It's interesting.
That was a while ago. That was like
2019.
That was one of your first That was one of your first TikToks that really popped off. Was you talking about that?
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that's kind of.
I think even you were shocked about that. You were like surprised. You're like, wow.
No, it got like 44,000 views, and I was like, what?
Oh man, there was more recent controversy which we won't mention here, but that's
legal reasons. I think it's best that certainly we all stay out of this for now.
Yeah. But there was a temporary suspension in the mix, which is unfortunate.
I got put in the timeout corner, but it's all right. It happens.
He got put in Twitter timeout.
Yep.
Twitter timeout. Elon said
unfortunate.
No. Yeah. Anyway, on to other things. Josh is typing. I hear it.
Keyboard.
I see. Okay. Okay. How far are we into this? We're 39 minutes.
40 minutes.
Okay. I had something I discussed with you before we started, Ian. Another bit of tech news coming out in January, not CES, will be the Apple Vision goggle thing. Who's planning to buy one?
Probably not me. Michael.
I want an excuse to buy one, then return it, right?
Well,
that is the most irresponsible thing.
Hey, Apple, it's me again. I have this $3,500 headset that's being used and has my sweat on it. Can you take it back and give me my money back?
I just looked at it.
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, we'll get the Apple Card daily cash. and we'll do it in installments.
No, I'm affirming
0%
the
interest.
headset. I'm
Are you
using
affirming
Affirm.
it?
I'm affirming it. Yep.
Are you
Yep.
pulling a Drew?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my God, you're pulling a
So
Drew.
see,
I love it.
how
so
does
it's
that
like-
work then? What are you doing?
Well, okay. Well, so Affirm works basically where you pay like the first month's payment and then you return it. So you're basically paying like $20 and then you return it and get your money back that you spent like the $20 or whatever, and then it cancels out the loan.
Worth it.
Yeah,
Worth it.
yeah. You know what? I'm sure they patched that. It's been like many years since I've tried anything like that, but you know, it can't hurt to try.
So
know.
it's $3,500, right?
Before tax.
God bless.
It's a
That's so
used
expensive.
car.
So it'll be £3,500 included because that's how they always do it.
Is that? I mean, do they have the price confirmed? I mean, like I have.
Yeah, 3,500
Yeah,
was launched at the event.
Okay.
I could,
Dude, I sold my Mazda for 5,000. That's like basically that with tax. Like,
I mean, but you know, I've been seeing some people doing streams trying to afford it. They're like, "Hey, let's." It's like the road. Yeah, I know. Nothing against it. Nothing
No
against it
way.
at all.
No,
Hey, I mean,
I respect the hustle. It's a,
yeah,
Path to Vision Pro,
100%.
you know?
You know, hey, if you really want to try it, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess in the VR world, the last real, the last real VR thing that I messed with was one of the HTC. I always say it wrong.
Like a Vive.
Is it Vive?
Yeah.
Vive or Vive?
It's
Is it
definitely
Vive?
not Vive.
Okay, Vive. Okay. I see. I always hey, listen. I asked if I was saying it wrong first. I didn't say okay. But my friend had one, and I remember he had a camera in the corner of the room, and then he had a carpet in the center of the room, so you would never lose center where you needed to be. And I just remember the included game that it came with was one where you could be a mechanic. You could you were in an office, and then there was another one where you were doing something. You were a cook, and then you were just like you could throw things at people, and they'd get mad. They'd be like, "Get out of here!" And it was just funny. And that was the last real VR experience I had.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
You haven't
Maybe
tried
it's
any
not
of
for
the
me.
new MetaQuest like headsets? No.
My nephew wants the MetaQuest 3 very badly.
Does he have a Quest 2?
He does.
So
Yes.
so
the
why?
question? What's the
Why?
question?
Why does he
Why-
want a
why?
Quest 3?
So I guess it's more improved over the Quest
Well,
2.
it is.
It's got a
but
lot.
like-
I mean, it's got better cameras and stuff, and I don't know.
I guess. I have my Quest
have-
Pro that I bought for way too much money. I spent maybe $1,200 on it total, and I've used it maybe all of 6 times. So, you know, it's not the best thing
Yeah.
to invest in. That's why I'm kind of skeptical of Vision Pro, because I don't know how many
Yeah.
times I'm gonna actually use it. Compared to the
Yeah.
amount it's worth. But
I mean, and it's also and as we've all heard, it's a first generation product. So
Yes.
you
Yeah.
never buy the first generation. It won't be supported as long as the next generation. They'll have something that they just purposely missed out on and bring it to the second generation.
well, the
And
thing
I
is
don't-
though, is like the M3 chip was released with ray tracing, right? So
Right.
it's launching with the M2 chip. So that means the next iteration is going to have some form of ray tracing. So why would you buy the first iteration of it, knowing that you're not going to get a really cool feature that can enhance the actual VR usage of your
Yeah.
headset?
I
Of
don't know.
course.
I mean, the last time I did VR was with an iPhone 6S strapped into a Google Cardboard.
Oh,
Like,
no.
it was I must admit, I did
don't
think
feel
it was
bad.
a bit gimmicky back then.
Yeah.
And I haven't really got into it much more since then. I did once try an Oculus Rift, but that was back in the development kit days. Like,
Right.
Oh.
so yeah, my
Yeah.
experience with VR are very limited, and I would kind of like to try it. And there is a law. If any British watchers are here, there is a law which says that if you buy something in the UK and you want to return it, if you've tried it just in the way you would try it in a shop, they are legally obliged to accept the return. You can
But
see
is
on
it a
my
full
post,
refund, or is it like
A
there's
full
like a
refund.
restocking fee? Okay.
full
Wait,
refund.
does that apply for phones too? So you
Yes.
don't have really?
Dude, I need to buy a
Okay.
camera lens in the UK.
Hold on.
What the hell?
I used it like a demo. Okay.
Yeah,
So if you
I
use it
demoed
like
it.
in
To,
stock,
yes.
So like if you buy a brand new phone, you take it out of the box, you like turn it on, and you don't like it, you can put it back in the box and take it back, even unsealed, and they have to accept the return.
Interesting.
And do they do restocking fees? Or
No.
no.
No, you can't do restocking fee. So you see where I'm
Really?
going here with the vision.
So you're so Josh. I'm
Well, here's the thing, though. Best
I'm
Buy.
gonna front you 3,500 pounds, and you're gonna go.
I
don't
you
have
know,
that
you know, I would if I like you see my reservation is like, what if I drop it?
Well, don't drop it.
Why is that the
So
first thing you think of?
The 3.5 grand, which is not the best idea in the world.
Okay, but here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Best Buy in the US has, if you have their Total Tech membership, you have 60 days to return anything you buy on their website.
There
So
you go.
I could have Vision Pro for 2 months, and just live on with that and then get my money back after 2 months.
Hell yeah.
Costco do
You know?
90 days, don't they?
Do they?
Who?
I think so.
Costco.
Who does 90 days?
I
Costco.
thought Costco did 90 days.
Costco? Do they?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Because they do Apple stuff. They do sell Apple stuff.
They
That's
do
true.
a 90-day, but I bet you it's different for Apple products. Let's see. Electronics
be.
will accept returns within 90 days.
It doesn't say anything on the website.
If that's true, I'm canceling Total Tech. Paid $200 a year for that. That's stupid.
Yeah, that covers Apple then.
I
That
just
covers
got
Apple.
charged for that a few days ago, so I got it for another year now. But
Okay. So she just ordered a MetaQuest 2. So is the MetaQuest 2 still good? I don't know anything
Yeah.
about.
no,
These
I still have
headsets.
mine. It's solid. I just
Okay.
haven't used it, I guess, because the Quest
Yeah.
Pro. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
By the
not bad.
sounds
You
of
didn't sell
also
it?
don't use.
You didn't sell it?
I didn't sell it because I forgot to sell it, and now
So
it's
it's in
just
a
in my
box?
closet,
Oh my God.
sitting there. You know what? I'll bring it.
Michael.
I'll bring it with me, and you can have it. That's fine.
No, Michael, you and I need to start selling things. I have a horrible tech hoarding problem. Like
It's
it's bad. It's bad.
I have a
Hunter
drawer full of
hates it.
phones that I don't know what to do
Yeah.
with. They're just there, and I can't.
Do what I'm doing. Make videos of them every day until you run out, and then
But then what do I? When I run out, then what?
sell them. I don't know.
The original goal,
Josh,
Like,
I have the same
I
problem. I
just-
don't have a YouTube channel to blame this on.
No, oh my god. So Josh, I was telling Michael this earlier. There was a tech lot on eBay that it is the worst thing. I'll scroll eBay and then I'll place a bid and then I cross my fingers and I'm like, please don't actually let me get this. And then there was one I put a bid on and I was like, I actually want this. And someone outbid me by $1.
Oh,
I was so pissed. It was a $43 tech lot with a bunch of old phones. And honestly, I did a video when I first started doing YouTube, like more heavily. I had a $35 tech lot, and that video made me so much money. And it probably still does really well. It was a terrible video. All I did was I pulled out a phone and I was like, oh, it's a Sharp something something. Oh, it's an LG something something. And people go, oh my God, I remember that phone. And it's like the nostalgia factor. And I love that. Hang on, let me find it.
it's like, what do you?
I know
don't
it
even-
makes no. It makes
I don't
no
even know what you
sense.
do with it. Like right in front of me right now, I've got an iPhone 8 and an iPhone 6s. Like I have
Yeah.
no idea what you do with these because you can't sell them; they're worth nothing.
Okay, for example, look,
you just
320,000 views for that huge $35 lot of phones. Okay,
Wow.
And it's look at it going up. It's going up.
Wow,
and it paid for itself. It paid
Yeah.
for itself.
and it definitely paid for itself.
Yeah, that's how I justify things. Is
Mm.
if the product will pay for itself on as a YouTube video, then I'm fine with buying it.
That's fair though. That's fair.
Yeah.
because you haven't spent any money buying it, really.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So
Well, no, you
Anyway.
haven't. 'Cause it's for your business. It's for your work. So you can't.
yes, yeah. But I have bought a bunch of phones that I just haven't made videos on, and it's terrible.
Mm.
I bought a Sony phone from Japan that has this cute little cartoon character that walks
Ooh.
across your screen and you can ask it questions. and I just never made a video on it. It's just sitting there. I bought another Sony phone that looked very similar to, like, you remember the PlayStation phone? Do you remember that from a long time ago?
Yeah.
Anyways, very similar to that. But yeah, and Michael, this is partially your fault, because when I saw your Sony phone in New York, I was like, ooh, Sony things. And I started looking up Sony stuff.
No.
And then I buy and then I just buy stuff I don't need, and it sits in a
my God.
drawer.
I haven't used my Xperia Pro I and since New York, probably. Yeah, I just haven't turned it on since then. So
Well,
I need to get rid of stuff.
We're going to Sony things though, so you might want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it for sure, and I'll act like I've been using it for the last 5 months, even though I definitely haven't.
Michael has an obnoxious amount of phones too. When we were in New York, so we met in New York, and he had every flagship there was in June.
Wow.
Yeah, so everything, he had everything. Yeah,
I thought I was gonna do something with them, and I just didn't. Like,
like you just buy them like outright and just have them as phones, like for no reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't. The only phone I financed was my 15 Pro Max, right? Because I got a trade-in deal with AT&T. That's it.
Fair enough. But like, how do you justify that? Because you must be spending like $6,000 on phones or something.
Yeah, no. So, well, there are companies that do semi-phones like OnePlus, Sony, and Nothing, and a few other brands I can't think of. I think TCL too. I mean, they don't make flagship phones anymore, but yeah. I mean, for the S23 lineup at least, I don't have like the Ultra. I just have the baseline S23, like the small one, because nobody else bought
S23.
It's a good phone, even though it's going to be outdated within like the next 14 days. So
oh no, this is the S23 FE. It's actually just come out.
Oh, the FE.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I really feel like the FE is such a weird phone to have. Like, it's different. It's very close to the S23, but then you can, of course, Siri just goes, stop, Siri. Oh my God. Siri just decided to go off as soon as I started talking about that. Anyway, I just feel like it's so close to the S23. And then if you just decided you wanted to go like lightly used, you could get an S23 for that price or less.
Right. Yeah. So this is my question with Samsung. I'd love to ask someone from Samsung how they do this, right? So this phone in the UK costs £650. Then they offered a £100 discount to get it to £550. Then they offered a £100 cashback discount, which takes it £450. And then they offered a £100 trade-in bonus for any broken phone, which made it £350.
Right.
And if you're wondering why I've currently got a new sealed boxed one in my hand that sells on eBay for £450 all day.
Okay, so you're selling it. Gotcha.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have no reason to have this. It's
That's good. Okay.
It's terrible. But why do they have? Why does this? Why do you do this to yourself? Why do they pretend that this is the equivalent to an iPhone 15 or 15 Plus when it is like bargain basement? It's a £300 phone, not a $600. It's half price once you've traded it.
Their margins have to be insane.
I don't understand Samsung. Yeah. I don't understand them at all. They sold me this phone. This is an S20 FE 5G, and then they offered a cashback deal that made I paid £16 for it, brand new in box.
What kind of carrier deals do you guys have?
God bless. This is outright.
That's just like from them directly?
Yeah.
What? Oh my God. We don't get deals like that.
I don't. Samsung is beyond me.
God, the FE series is just such a weird series for me because I feel like they're doing like the whole one phone series a year, but then they have to have something else, and I feel like that's the something else. Instead of like, they could do the Apple route and just like Apple used to do a new color in like mid-cycle, just do another color. They like reinvigorate the interest in the existing phones that are there. Like,
they try so hard to be like Apple, and no one will ever buy. Like, no one ever believes that Samsung and Apple phones are good. It's just the fact that they offer so many like rebates and trade-ins and all this stuff. it means that no one wants a no one actually. I don't think any. Does anyone dream of a Samsung phone? Like, does anyone sit there and think, oh my god, I want an S24?
See, it depends. Not like a brand new one, but if it's like a Note 7 that's like sealed in box, like I dream of that sometimes.
That's like a collector's item, though.
Right.
That's like a collection. Yeah, but I mean, like I guarantee there are people who dream of a 15 Pro Max. Right. That is, I can see that. But I cannot see
like kids wishing for Christmas or something like that, or for their birthdays. But I can't imagine a kid being like, "Oh, can I please get the S24 Ultra?" Like, no child is doing that. Like, there's no hype behind it.
Can we talk about? You just brought something. You just made me think of something. Do you remember the video of the parents buying their like 4-year-old a new iPhone to have 12 years later?
I found out that was satire.
Oh, it was satire. Thankfully. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. They also made a video about them buying the 4-year-old a brand new Tesla and keeping it until they're 16. So that's when I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe this isn't real. And then they made a respond video and was like, yeah, this is fake. So I'm like, all right, well.
Well, good, because that's just, that was insane. I was like, why? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. I mean, it's not the first time that we've seen parents do crazy things for their children, but, you know.
But buying a phone that'll depreciate within the next 10 years,
it won't be supported.
That's like pulling out a brand new iPhone 4S right now and being like, hey little Timmy, you want a new phone? Here you go. Here's this phone that isn't supported on any carriers, and also, you know, is basically a paperweight with like the updates that it's going to get. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
To be fair though, if you pull out an original iPhone in box sealed new,
right, but that's the original though. If you pull out a sealed iPhone 4S, it's like $300 maybe.
No one cares.
You know.
Also, just for funsies, the original iPhone will be 17 this year. Isn't that disgusting? So the original iPhone will be able to vote next year.
Dude, I remember seeing billboards on the freeway of that iPhone when it first launched. That's crazy.
I have pictures like that I've taken, and I don't know. I'd have to go through all the thousands of pictures I have. I just take so many pictures I shouldn't take, and I never go through them. I know. This is why I need more organization. Like, I need to just go through things. I need to do a purge. Just purge them all and start over. Just start over from scratch.
I'm filling in my Google Photos right now. I have the 2 terabyte plan for Google One, and I'm at 2014 gigabytes out of 2048. So I need to clear out some stuff.
Michael, what? That's insane.
What do you? I have photos backed up from like 2016 on here. Like,
I have photos back from when I was a child.
Look, maybe I was taking 4K videos in 2015 with the iPhone 6s. You know, 100%. That's it. That's
what
taking up all the storage.
Yeah. Oh my god. And you know, the other thing that I saw someone complaining about. Now, Josh, tell me if this is a thing over there. For home internet, do they have caps on data?
No.
Is that a thing? Okay, so that's just an American thing. And it was so funny because I knew, like, I remember when it happened, they were doing like a beta test. They had like a pilot program where they put a few people in there. Imagine being the customer in that pilot program. How shitty. You're in the pilot program to have cap data. Anyway, I just remember that was. Did my AirPods just die? Maybe they did. I don't know. Oh no, they're 74%. I just heard something weird in my ear. Anyway, also I have another story about that. But yeah, I remember when that first came about, and I would consistently go over the 1 terabyte, and they charged you, I think, $10 per 50 gigs. So $10 for every 50 gigs you go over. And I was like, who can justify? No one can like justify this. Like, I was just like, who can defend this? No one can actually defend that. And the sad part about it is that Comcast, Xfinity, whoever does that cap, why is it not adjusted each year? Because everything keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
All of our data is bigger. You
can't just lock it to a terabyte. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and then the only way to get out of it, so you can get unlimited only if you have their modem. That was one of the stipulations to get unlimited data. You have to have their modem that they provide. So you can't have your own modem. Like, and I was the type of person that was like, I want my own because I don't want to pay you rent for a modem. So on top of the 1 terabyte, I then have to pay you $10-15 a month to rent your modem when I don't want to use it, when I have something better, So that was crap. But
you're going to cry when I tell you how much our internet costs. It's just not. It's not.
Okay. Do you want me and Michael to start? Let us start so we can cry. Okay. So when I had AT&T, I just changed from AT&T, but I had $45 a month for 500 gigs.
Wait, you moved from AT&T fiber?
No, I no longer have AT&T phone service, so the discount is gone.
Okay.
The discount I had is now gone. Now it's going back up to 65.
Right.
So it's 65 for 500 up, 500 down.
Okay.
So okay, Michael, what do you have?
So pain. That's what I have, Ian, is pain. Because I had 5 gig bilateral fiber from AT&T. And that was $180 a month. Unlimited data and everything.
Not bad.
Now we have Starlink, which you can max out at 150 megs up or down, and then 8 megs up. That's $250 a month.
Oh my god.
Yep. And that's not including the $600 satellite you have to buy, and the $200 modem you have to buy, and the $200 mesh node you have to buy.
And this is better than what were your options?
The other alternative was DSL, and that was 50 by 5.
Oh, you won't even get that. You won't even get that.
No, you'd get maybe 10.
And then the other option would be what, HughesNet?
That's it. Satellite, yeah, sure. But who the hell? No.
But you see,
I wouldn't even be here if I was on satellite.
But you see, Josh, that the broadband in America in rural areas is still terrible. Even though our government was like, hey, we need to improve rural internet access.
Yeah. So,
dude, it's crazy because
lives in a
down
village
the street,
a few thousand people, and they get 500 up, 500 down for $37 a month.
$37
uncapped. No limits, no discount. That's just pretty much the standard kind of price.
Ian hates you right now.
My house is slightly more urban, like a town of about 80,000. We can get for the same price gigabit up and gigabit down.
For the same price, or for
30?
For the same price, because it's a different company that put the fiber in, but they're all broadly speaking under $40 a month, and it's all uncapped.
How many internet carriers do you have though? So the problem here in America is we have monopolies. They just want all the control. I don't know if you remember, Michael, when Google was going to have their own fiber.
I remember.
And
they were going to do that here in my city. And then AT&T was like, and then they somehow got them to stop. So that never came out. And then AT&T finally came out with their own fiber, but Xfinity never came out with theirs. So there's no choice.
Yep.
If you want fiber, it's one company. If you want regular internet, you have one other company, and that's it. Unless you want to do T-Mobile home.
You want to know what's funny? Is I forgot what I was going to say. It's okay. So, I'm blanking out. I really need sleep.
You're good.
Jesus Christ! What the?
Michael, it's 3:00 in the afternoon.
Look, I went to sleep at 1 a.m. Woke up at 7 because I took some melatonin, and melatonin for some reason wakes me up at 7 a.m. every single time I take it. No matter when I take it, when I go to sleep, it's 7 a.m., which is fine. But I'm just kind of dying. So in the city that I'm in right now, that's what I was going to go. So we have a population in our city of 1,200 people, right, total.
Okay.
And nobody really uses internet here because it's a majority kind of the older generation. So you don't have people asking for fiber or whatever. So there's this one ISP that's specific to this city and the neighboring city. And for whatever reason, they're starting fiber and they're putting data caps on fiber. Not only that, but they're also charging you for, let's say, 500 down, 500 up. It's the same price I paid for 5 gig, which is $180 a month. Just because they're the only people that have fiber in that area. Because AT&T has no reason to come out here. And so does Google, because nobody actually would utilize it. So they're like, okay, well, you know what? Let's just do that. So
Well, also I'll say this. I don't think there are a lot of people that are average, average consumers that don't know the difference between fiber and traditional internet. They don't know. So, I mean, my neighbor, like, she was like, "Oh, should I get Comcast?" And I was like, "No." I said, "We have AT&T in this neighborhood. Get that." And then she was like, "Why would I get that?" I said, "It's much faster. The upload is much faster." So, I mean, even though I know that they might not benefit from it from their usage, but I'm like,
they will. I mean, it's cheaper too.
It's cheaper. Yeah, it's cheaper and it's way better. So why not? Why wouldn't you?
Dude, Xfinity was like $350 a month, and we paid $180 a month for 5 gig. Like, it's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Knock on wood. I have never had an outage with AT&T's fiber.
No, I never got an outage either with it. Like, it was great.
I remember with Comcast, Xfinity, whatever you want to call it now, they caught all the time. And I worked from home. And so I'd be like, I'd have to call my boss, say, "Hey, I can't work right now. My internet's down. I'm not going to use my phone's hotspot and use up my 10 gigs of hotspot just for work." No.
That's the thing that you guys do completely differently is we don't have capped mobile phone either. Like I just got a contract for this is ridiculous, £6 a month, so about $8, and it has unlimited 5G, uncapped speed, and uncapped hotspot. You can use
uncapped hotspot.
You can use up to 1 terabyte a month on hotspot.
On a hotspot?
Yes. With unlimited devices.
All right, let me stop you right there. Have you actually tested this?
Yes.
On this one you just mentioned, the $6 or £6.
Yes.
And how you never noticed any slowdowns? It actually ran.
No, I mean, right now I can do a speed test right now. I should get about 400 megabits on 5G.
Okay, so I mean, for example, I don't know, Michael, if yours is the same as mine. My current plan has 15 gigs of hotspot data at full 5G speed, right?
Ooh.
After you hit the 15 gigs, it goes down to 3G speeds.
Ooh.
So it's unlimited, but after you hit the cap, it goes down to 3G speeds. So it's basically miserable enough that you will not enjoy using it, and they convince you basically to not use it.
So mine is $40 a month. And I get unlimited talk text data, 5G, no throttling, and unlimited hotspot.
That's not bad.
Yeah, because we have the AT&T business line.
Oh, you got the business plan. So
it overlaps any of the consumer plans. So it's like it's just better, and it prioritizes you or any of your business line phones over like anyone, which is kind of weird.
Get business, Ian.
What about for what?
Why don't you get a business line?
I guess I could technically, but I'm very. Ask Michael. I'm very cheap, so I go for usually like the cheapest or the middle cheapest plan.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Michael. I want to know how you got a business plan.
I mean, all I had to do was tell them that I had a business, and then they were like, "Yeah, sure, you can have this."
They wanted verification. Proof? They wanted proof for me.
Oh, I mean,
they had to like run my credit, like my business credit, and all that sort of stuff, and like, yeah.
You have your own.
I have an LLC. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently, I need to do something different with my life.
It's so simple. You just like go on the website and you create the LLC and you get an EIN. Like it's yeah.
And then I have like free credit. Cool. Okay.
Did you die?
Good. No.
Oh, there we go. Okay, you just cut out for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. It's just like a new credit profile in theory, but yeah.
Yeah. I had no. All right, we'll talk more. All right.
Yeah.
So we're a little over an hour now, so I think we'll go ahead and cut the stream now.
Yeah.
I am going to go to dinner here shortly, but anyway, it was great to have you both on. I appreciate you joining me for this random tech stream.
Of course.
We'll have to do this again. And Josh, maybe if we can get Noah on here, and
maybe I'll speak to him. I'll say if he wants to do it.
If he's watching. If you're watching, Noah, hello, your invitation is out here. It's
if he doesn't want to do it, then I guess he doesn't.
Yeah. But yeah, we can. I mean, we can get whoever on here, and we'll just do a nice informal stream. But yeah, it was really nice talking to you guys.
Yeah,
of course, man.
So, yeah, appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you next time. make sure to tune in for me and Michael. Will be at CES with our shenanigans.
Oh my god, that'll be
next week.
interesting.
It will be very interesting. We may or may not do a stream during that time. If we have time, we might.
We'll have time. Trust me, we'll have time.
We will. Okay. Perfect.
We'll have time.
All right. So stay tuned for a possible stream at CES.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
I'm waving. You can't